Hey peeps, welcome to the first video in a new series entitled my True Confessions series, where we're going to talk about my honest opinions of my current working relationship with specific decks in my collection. A few viewers have repeatedly asked me to do a full-on review of the Soul Mirror Oracle so they can decide if they want to purchase it for themselves, and I thought this was a beautiful time to talk about where my relationship is with this deck now that I've had it for going on, I think I'm at around about a year now. I have an original unboxing first impressions of this deck, which I will post in the description box down below for you to check out. But let's talk about how I feel about this deck now. So let's see, where should we start? Well, I'm going to read the description for you. Healing through divine reflection. Self-reflection is an active, ongoing, revealing, and illuminating process. Within its light, you are freed into the understanding that we are all divine, all creators, all connected. Gaze into this oracle to transform fear, amplify love, and welcome potent, tangible change for yourself and all the intertwining threads and consciousness of your world. Know and see yourself through the mirror of your soul. Your evolving destiny awaits. And kind of the key phrase for this deck is see yourself. It is published by Blue Angel Gallery. And the deck itself is absolutely gorgeous. Matte cardstock, nice card size, beautiful backing, and the imagery is absolutely stunning. I think most of us really felt when this deck first came out that it was an absolutely gorgeous deck, and it really is. The wonderful thing about the deck is that it provides a contrast of perspective in the key terms. So for instance, here we have uncertainty, and the key terms in light are doubtful, and the shadow aspect, the key terms here would be in shadow, doubtful, and in light, confident. So you have two alternative perspectives when you're working with this deck. And originally I had thought that I would use this deck as a shadow work deck, much like, say, I use the Lantern Oracle. My first impression of this deck was very positive. I felt very drawn to work with it. I was very excited to work with it. And in fact, last year for my year ahead outlook videos, I always do a series of offerings for year ahead outlook videos at the end of the year, and I used this deck for kind of core shadow and light themes that you would be exploring as you move through the next calendar year. And this deck was actually really great at offering that perspective, at that very quick, here are two sides of the same coin, and it's couched in this beautiful and lovely artwork, and it was great for that purpose. However, and here's my true confession, I'm not really connected to this deck a year later. I don't really use it for shadow work. It doesn't quite go deep enough for me at this point in time. Of course, my opinion on this is always subject to change, but I've actually found I prefer the Death Doula Oracle, the Lantern Oracle, and the Dark Mirror or Black Mirror Oracle to really get into shadow work areas and themes for my clients and students. I haven't found myself drawn to work with this one. And while the artwork is absolutely gorgeous, I've struggled to feel a sense of relationship with my deck. With this deck. Well, it is my deck, but I mean this deck in particular. I am someone who does view each deck as having its own personality, kind of having its own energy, and that I have my own relationship with each deck that I own. I haven't found it with this one. We're really great acquaintances, but we aren't going past that first date, if you know what I mean. So as of today, I'm recording this on October 4th. My true confessions with the Soul Mirror Oracle is that it's stunningly beautiful. And if you're drawn to the artwork and you feel like you're going to get a lot out of it, I encourage you to go ahead and explore connecting with this deck. Personally, for myself, I have not been able to develop an intimate relationship with it, and I'm not using it in client readings as much as I thought that I would. It's just not quite pulling me in, captivating me, and giving me a sense of clarity in the purposes and reasons that I thought that I would use this deck, which was for, again, shadow work, personal reflection, and to see yourself, right? The idea of the deck itself is that it's presenting a mirror, a perspective, a lens through which you can view yourself in new ways. Now, am I going to gift this deck or donate it? No, I'm still going to keep it in my collection. And especially because as a professional reader, I know that I am going to use it for the year ahead readings this upcoming year. for 2025 at the time of this recording. So I'm not going to get rid of this deck. I do understand that there is an area that it did shine a really beautiful light on for my clients. But for me personally, I'm not drawn to work with this deck, and I'm not inspired by this deck in the way that I thought it would, that I thought I would be. So my true confessions when it comes to the Soul Mirror Oracle is that it wasn't love. I'm not in love with this deck. It's not an essential deck. I personally prefer working with a deck like the Queen Mab Oracle, again, or the Death Doula Oracle or the Lantern Oracle, in order to really get into those shadow work areas or self-exploration, self-understanding, and underworld journey work. The Soul Mirror Oracle just didn't quite do it for me on the long term. So for those of you who are considering purchasing it, I hope this gives you some insight farther along out in my working relationship with the deck, how I'm feeling about it. As far as quality, and the guidebook is lovely. The imagery is absolutely stunning. It is a nice darker themed deck in its aesthetic, so I really enjoy that it's not loaded with color, and it does give you that kind of moody, mystical vibe for sure. So if that's calling you, then I would say definitely explore a relationship with it. But I know personally myself, I haven't had the experience I was hoping to with the deck, and I don't feel super connected to it. So those are my thoughts on the Soul Mirror Oracle about a year out. And my true confession is that we are not in love with each other the way I thought we would be. We're not really feeling it. We're not taking it to the next level. There's no deeper commitment to be explored together. So I hope you find this video helpful, and I hope you enjoy this new series I am sending you guys, as always, oceans of love. And I will, of course, see you in the next video. Take care.